our target there is closer to where the other 5 classes are, and Spiritborn was just too high up.
Of that, yeah.
And it's rather than try to power creep the whole game, we'd like to make sure we make some small improvements everywhere else to the underperforming builds and those ones that don't have enough love, and then get Spiritborn back down to a more healthy spot. And so with that in mind, one of the biggest offenders, or biggest power points, rather, of on the Spiritborn was the Rod of Kapaleki here. This one is the one that converts your core skills into basic skills, and it used to do reduced damage based on vigor cost, and admittedly, the calculations there were kind of complex, and so we've simplified it down a little bit, where they will just gain the bonus critical strike damage. It will be substantially less. Previously, it was 1 to 3%. Now it'll be down to 0.1 to 0.5 per point of vigor there. We think this will bring it to a much healthier spot, but still kind of retain the core fantasy and the core build implications of this item. It just won't be pushing quite the same.
I hate when they say that. What makes you think that, dude?
Damage that we were seeing before.
We also fixed some of the issues.
To nerf it by a factor of 6.
Outside of our expectations.
Yeah, definitely some unintended kind of bugged interactions that were maybe double dipping or scaling too high. We've taken a pass to make those more in line with our expectations. All right. Additionally, we've got new aspects. Of course, being a class in Diablo 4, you're going to be getting new content every season. So we've got a new legendary aspect here, the aspect of Endless Talons, that causes you a razor wings to increase all of your...
They're trying to make other builds in Spiritborn more viable, so it doesn't feel so hard, the switch away from Quill Volley nerf.
Razor wings, and getting those crits to stack this up as fast as possible.
Yeah, and this goes back to just the prior slide where we talked about how Razor Wings and Centipede builds are getting some extra love in this specific season, which were more so underutilized in Season 6. So with Season 7, players will be able to see these new legendary aspects, of course, and then and how they actually tie back in with some of the changes that we're doing for those builds.
Absolutely. All right, we've got some updates to some of the underused uniques as well. Ring of Riot.
So it's like they put effort into making these other uniques good, and they're never going to be used, or they don't put enough. It's like they just tap it. Here, let's make this a little bit better. No, it's not going to be useful that way. It's just cannon fodder.
A lot more resource generation, because your rings are often resource generated ones, so we want to make sure this is a compelling option compared to your other choices at the ring slot. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the broader updates that affects all classes. So the one I'm excited about here is the ultimate updates. So in the previous season, we introduced skill ranks on ultimates, right? So you can now rank up your ultimate up to rank 5, and that was good, gave you some cooldown reduction, some damage. But now when you actually fully invest in it up to that rank 5, every ultimate in the game is going to get a new rank 5 bonus. So for example here on Lacerate, we've got at rank 5, Lacerate's damage is going to be increased by 40% of your critical strike damage bonus. It gives it this scaling factor. So you can see on the left, Lacerate at rank 1 is doing about 38,000 damage, but you rank it up to 5, and it goes crazy high up to 119,000 damage, because it's now getting that critical strike damage scaler. And so if you really want to build a dedicated Lacerate build as kind of your core damaging effect, this is going to be a great way to build around it, and a good reward for investing all those extra skill points into it.
Definitely. I love to see us add more things that incentivize you to actually put some points into skills.
Okay,
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. So often, sometimes you'd see, if you just wanted the access to the utility of the ultimate, hey, it's fine to put in one.
Ultimate skills have not been a big part of the game. Except for very specific niche builds. They certainly aren't anything to build a character around. So ultimate skills getting buffed, I like that.
Generic legendary aspects to really support this style that talk directly to ultimate skills. So we've got the Vehement Brawlers aspect that causes casting an ultimate skill increases all of your damage output by 10 to 30%. for 8 seconds. And you also gain additional skill ranks in your ultimate. So, hey, we just talked about skill rank bonuses. Now we've got, you know, a legendary that will give you some bonus skill ranks.
Nice.
We've also got the Ring of Apogeic Fervor.
They're talking about how ultimate skills currently rank up to 5, but there's not really a huge benefit to ranking them up, so people are only putting 1 point into it to get the skill, but they're not really ranking them up. And so now there's going to be a bonus for ranking your ultimate skills all the way up to 5 to encourage you to put points into ultimate skills.
Ultimate cooldown reduction, or any build that really wants to focus around casting your ult many times in a row. This one is going to be a great legendary for those style of builds. All right, we've also done some updates to the rune words. And so rune words,
which no one asked for.
Feature.
No one's been asking for help from rune words. No one's out here going, "Oh my God, rune words aren't good enough. Can you make them better?" Where do they get the idea that they need to mess with rune words?
Application runes have overflow. So the cost of many of them have also been adjusted to allow you to proc this overflow effect when you generate more offering than needed much more often. And then also the ritual runes, the ones that generate the offering, some of them have been redesigned to have some larger potential moments of this overflow. So an example here on the Seer rune, this generates a ton of offering, 300 offering at once. And you get that by casting 5 skills. But then, instead of just casting 5 skills and then generating all of it and then casting 5 again instantly, we've added in this exhausted period for 3 seconds. So you can get that 300 offering at once, but then you got to wait 3 seconds before you start building up those stacks again.
Yeah, so it's like getting like large buckets every like couple seconds instead of offering now with these.
It's very easy to understand. Nobody was asking
kind of make sure that, hey, we can give you the strong moment of power.
Look, rune words are easy to understand. No one was asking for upgrades to rune words.
A steady amount. We would like to have those peaks and valleys. I really think that leads to more interesting moments of the gameplay.
Yeah, it's about potency versus frequency.
Right.
So you get really strong effects, but you can't do it as often.
Right. And that'll play right into the updates with a lot of the overflow to make sure that when you do overflow, it feels really good and feels really rewarding to get that. So let's talk about some of the other runes. We've got
some new runes to show off.
A lot of runes.
Yeah, so we've got 3 new rune words here. The Nagu rune, a legendary rune that will gain 100 offering as long as you're maintaining a summon. And so, as I kind of alluded to earlier with the Shadow Clone section, summon is our new catch-all term for anything that you summon. Yeah.
So that's just for necromancers and maybe sorcerers.
Sorcerer conjurations, rogue shadow clones, and even barbarian ancients from some of your
rogue shadow clones. Okay.
Some of those are all summons.
No one's using shadow clone, by the way.
Offering, but it stores up offering every 0.3 seconds. So you're actually doing about 75 offering per second, roughly. And you actually cash it in by casting a non-basic skill to get that offering. So as long as you're out there kind of spamming your basic skill, you're going to be kind of banking up this offering. And then when you cast the non-basic, you cash all in, you probably trigger the rune it's connected to, you get a big overflow, you get a big moment of power there. And finally, we've got the Chak rune that generates, or requires 20 offering rather, and this will invoke Druid's Lightning Bolt. That's one of those.
Cool. You could make a storm build out of your own build from your own class. I like it.
Or stun grenades. Yeah. So enable those kind of builds to really tap into that effect.
Awesome. Lots of runes.
Yeah.
Lots of rune updates. Lots of changes coming to classes. There's more changes in the notes that we'll have that will be hitting next week. So players can look into those. These are just a few examples that we have for PTR.
Yeah, somebody put in there.
And of course,
Monk is Spiritborn. I tend to agree. I think Monk is the Monk from D3 has been recrafted into the Spiritborn of D4.
Period or something like that. Let us know. Like, we want people to try those out.
Yeah.
Like, test it out so that we have the feedback so that before we go.
You use a glaive, you use dexterity as a main stat. It's all these sweeping animal attacks. It's definitely the same thing.
Lots of cool stuff. Thank you so much for walking us through all the different class changes and everything like that, Charles. Do we have Dan available from Albany? We do have Dan. Dan is actually going to walk us through. Oh, there we go. Hey, I was like, Dan was just like staring blankly at the camera, and I was like,
yes, I was.
Dan is actually going to be talking about all the new content that's coming in patch 2.1.
Hi, Alexis. Hi, Nick. What are you guys up to? Hope you're having a great Thursday afternoon. We're watching the Diablo PTR patch notes.
I could not keep me from sharing this with everybody. So, this PTR for patch 2.1 is a PTR of a couple firsts at this point. This is going to be the first time that we're bringing the seasonal realm to a PTR. So what does this mean? We've got a lot of seasonal content coming up in Season 7.
They're going to put seasonal
and we
content
want to be able
into the PTR.
Get all of your feedback on this content. It's pretty important for us to, like
heavy on seasonal
Adam was
content.
saying,
That's a first.
Really have those iteration cycles where y'all are able to test.
Usually they hide the seasonal content from you in PTR because they don't want to give it away.
First time since Season 2 that we're bringing back seasonal character powers. So if you remember in Season 2, Season of Blood, they were vampire powers, and you slotted them into your Sanguine Circle.
Yeah.
And so for Season 7, it could be a little bit different. Not vampires this time. This time it's going to be witchcraft. And so I'm excited to really dig into that right now and tease out what y'all can play in a couple weeks. So witchcraft enables you as a practitioner to call upon the power of the swamp to do your bidding. And so you've met some witches before in the game, and you're going to meet some more in the coming season. But before I really dive into witchcraft, we got to talk about your enemies.
So the seasonal theme from it's the season of the witch.
Are abominations that spawned from the Tree of Whispers. And you're going to slay them and collect what we call restless rot. And this is going to be our currency for the season.
So it's basically Hell Tides reconfigured.
The season is about witchcraft, so there are going to be some witches. And those witches are going to be residing around the Tree of Whispers, and they're going to have some altars. And these altars are pretty important to you learning your witchcraft. And so you're going to travel to an altar. You're going to make an offering of restless rot, and that's going to enable you to learn the witchcraft. Now, equipping witchcraft is going to be pretty simple. We wanted to take what was best from a lot of these.
So the best season of early Diablo 4 was the Season 2 with the vampiric powers, and this is kind of reminiscent of the vampiric powers season.
Equipping is going to be super simple. You've got an inventory on the bottom, and then you're going to drag or otherwise move that power to one of the slots up top. And you're going to have 5 normal slots, 5 normal powers you can equip at any point, and 1 unique power for really special witchcraft that you can find. The other thing is that you can upgrade your witchcraft directly in that inventory using Restless Rot. So again, we're streamlining the process to make it easy for players to equip and upgrade their witchcraft. Now, obviously, it wouldn't be a season without some rewards, and so let's talk about those a little bit. This season, we're going to have another reputation-style game.
Nothing new here. This is a reskin of Season 2, basically.
Killing Head Rotten will get you Restless Rot. But in order to advance the Coven's favor, you actually need to complete Whispers. And completing those Whispers will increase your rank and allow you to unlock rewards, including items and materials toxic. And things like that. In addition, new to this season...
Tad Tub, how are you? The comments are so toxic in this, it's hilarious.
Altars. And then, because everyone loves it, we're bringing back the Resplendent Spark as well. So that's going to be at the end of your Coven's Favor rank. And of course, the Resplendent Spark nowadays can be used from crafting, a random mythic unique to actually targeting uniques using a lot of those runes that you can earn in the game. All right, one last little thing with respect to witchcraft. So we wanted to try out something a little bit different. And so we've also created several powers that are lost to these witches, the Coven of the Swamp. And so those you can only find by traveling out in the world and discovering forgotten altars. And these forgotten altars will allow you to learn these lost powers. And yeah, we just thought we'd try something a little bit different here. And yeah, let us know what you think about it. Now, let's talk about some of the witchcraft itself. You know, we've talked it up a bit. We're going to release, it's over 20 powers for the season, and we're going to show you 4 of those right now. So let's talk about the first one. This one's really popular. This is the Poison Frog. So the Poison Frog, as you imagine, is a servant that you can summon that fights alongside you. As its name implies, it will poison your enemies, and you know, if it runs out of health, it's going to explode viciously with a lot of poison damage. Folks are having a lot of fun with this one. Next up is Doom Orb. So Doom Orb is a pure orb of eldritch energy that circles around you and damages any enemy it touches. And it can also
Mr.
launch
Lucky,
itself at distant enemies before returning.
we're watching the patch notes
Also
for
another
PTR that's
favorite
coming
at this
out
point.
within a couple of
Vengeful
weeks.
Servant. So
See
Vengeful
what
Servant,
2.1
as
is
the
going to
name
be
implies,
like.
is another servant like the frog. And this one will absorb damage and then rush enemies. And then last but not least, we've got one of those lost witchcraft powers I was telling you about. And this is Piranado. So this one procs when you cast other powers.
Piranado.
And so if you
All right,
cast
I like
a
that.
hex and an aura.
Okay, this is cool. Piranado. This is fantastic. I like it. Piranado.
Piranado, as you can see, sucks everything into it in a swirling dervish of fish and destruction. So yeah, that's a peek at some of the witchcraft powers you're going to be able to play with soon.
That's funny.
But what good are powers if we aren't offering you some new activities within the season to participate in? And so these come in the form of headhunts. Now, headhunts are a whisper-driven activity. And so the tree is searching for these head rotten. The tree wants you to eliminate these head rotten. And so it's going to help you by highlighting areas within the world where it thinks there's a lot of head rotten for you to kill. So you're going to follow the whispers in order to, you know, find the head hunts and kill the head rotten. Now, these are subs.
I like anything that's whisper driven. I think it's a good idea to continue to push whispers out and whisper based content into the game. I like this.
Ones. This was an opportunity for
whispers.
our
It's an easy
team to
mechanic
try
to
out some new whispers and really kind of tell a little bit of a story each time you're going out on a headhunt, because whispers offer us that opportunity. Now, completing whispers has a chance of spawning a head rotten boss. And the head rotten bosses are the things you're really going to be looking out for, because those are going to give you some additional rewards I'm going to tell you about. Delivering a head rotten boss's head to the Tree of Whispers enables you to earn occult gems. Let's talk about occult gems. Now, we're pretty excited about these. Occult gems are special socketables that have unique effects that help you fine-tune your build.
Oh, this is new.
So they can only be slotted in the jewelry slot.
I like it.
And so this is a way of basically having them coexist with runes. And they only last for the season. So when your items transfer to the Eternal Realm at the end of the season, these are going to disappear. But in the meantime, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with them. Let's dive into them a little bit. So each occult gem has built-in defense. We don't want you to have to make a choice between, you know, a royal diamond or a royal skull and an occult gem. So all of these occult gems have defense built into them,
armor and a
so that, you
to all
know,
elements.
really you're getting a bonus above and beyond, you know, those gems that I just described. And
okay.
so here are
Yeah,
some
you
examples of them. First up, we've got the Elder Sigil. This is going to boost your damage whenever you hex enemies. So if you're leaning into certain types of hexes you like using, Elder Sigil may be a good fit for you. Killing Wind. This is going to boost your crit and move for folks who really dig, specking out with Eldritch powers. So if you equip 3 or more Eldritch powers, then slotting a Killing Wind into, say, one of your rings might benefit you quite a bit. And then finally, we've got Duststone. This is a legendary
Auras
one,
and
so it's going to be
hexes.
even more powerful than the other 2 I talked about. This is going to boost.
So these are all just related to the seasonal powers you're going to get.
With those. So each time you do that, not only do you have a chance to proc that Piranado I talked about before, but you're going to increase the damage that you output per affliction. So you can kind of get a sense that the occult gems are providing you even more incentives for, creating a certain type of build. And, we are just really excited to see what kind of combinations y'all come up with. I think, it's going to be pretty exciting. So final thing is, we were doing a lot with the Tree of Whispers. We've got the witches around them, so we thought, well, we should, take some of the quality of life feedback we've heard from players and try and address it. So the first thing we've done is we've updated the town around the Tree of Whispers. We added some more services to it because we expect you to be returning to it a lot more this season. And
That's good.
We've changed the layout a little bit to make it a little more convenient to navigate.
That's good.
And move the waypoint so that it's just quicker to get to the Tree of Whispers to turn in things.
Right on. Cool.
But sometimes, you're in the middle of a headhunt we found, and you're getting a lot of grim favor, but you don't want to leave. You want to try and go fight the boss that you just summoned, right? So we've also implemented what we call the Raven of the Tree. And the Raven of the Tree appears in every headhunt zone. And that allows you to turn in your grim favor on the spot.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
So that you don't have to go back to the tree town. Now, you're not going to have access to all those other services, so, you hit your inventory limit, you'll probably want to go back to town. But in the moment, when you're in a flow, you can go to the Raven of the Tree, get your cash, and then keep fighting. And then finally, we felt like we wanted to expand the rewards a little bit more for the Tree of Whispers. So we've added ancestral caches. It's a pretty low probability of getting one, but they're there. And these guarantee you getting an ancestral item from a cache. So obviously you see this pop up. I have a feeling you're probably going to select it. So I think that's all I have to talk about.
Right on.
For the upcoming PTR. So I'll kick it back over to you, Adam.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dan. Talking about a ton of new stuff coming for patch 2.1 PTR and, of course, Season 7. I'm super excited for all the Tree of Whisper updates. I know a lot of people in chat are, especially with the Raven not having to go back to the Tree of Whispers every single time, being able to turn in Grim Favors right there through the Raven. On top of that, also just the rework of the zone, so everything's a little bit closer. You don't have to walk all the way across, to walk all the way back to the waypoint, or to get to the vendors and everything. So there's a lot of big changes with that. And please do choose the ancestral cache.
Yes,
like,
so
why would you not? Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember we added the ability to favorite waypoints as part of Season 6 or the last
which you
patch
should
that
have
we
done
did. So
when the game
it's
came
super
out.
helpful with that Witch Town.
Yeah, most definitely. And of course, people have been seeing some of the new witchcraft powers and noticing some familiarities of past Diablo lore. And I will say we'll be talking more about the story of Season 7 as we get closer to launch, so players can hear more about kind of like the origins of all of like what we've been kind of talking about here with this story with Diablo 4. So thank you again, Dan, for walking us through all the content that's coming with Season 7. And of course, last but not least, we do want to talk about some big quality of life changes. One really, really big one that we're really excited to talk about. And Mr. Colin Feiner will talk and walk us through everything.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. So most of these are sort of systemic updates, so I'll talk through them. Paragon migration is more just a reminder on how the new Paragon system works. All of the Paragon experience that you've earned in a season is actually at the end of Season 6 going to be added to your Eternal Realm Paragon. So what that means is, if you're Paragon level 230 on a season, all of that 230 worth of experience is going to get added to your Eternal, which probably is going to level up your Eternal Paragon. And I mention this because we added the really cool Soulstone. I kept calling it the Vessel of Hatred Crystal, but it's a Soulstone. That really cool Soulstone that you get at Paragon level 300, you can actually earn that on Eternal. So if you're not willing to sort of put in hundreds of hours to get that in a season, you can work your way there on the Eternal Realm as you sort of cash in these seasons. So we think that's going to feel.
I just got a comment on the comment section, the stream chat. It's so bad, dude. These people are. It's like people from fans of other games came to just absolutely destroy this game. I just want to shut it off. I want to hide chat so I don't have to look at it. How do I hide this chat? Hide chat. Bye chat.
From 1 to 200. That's going to be tied. The floor is going to be tied to the amount of greater affixes that are on that item. So if you have 1 greater affix, the floor is going to go up a little bit from the 1%. When you get 4 greater affixes, it's going to go up quite a bit. It's not exactly perfect because we wanted to maintain the sort of specialness of a 4GA with a perfect unique role. We've seen some of those on Reddit, and I think it's always such a cool moment to sort of see those drop. But it's going to be a substantial increase to the power of the floor. So it's going to be nearly impossible to get a 4GA with a really crappy unique power roll.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
It's always great getting a 4GA and then
rolling
1%.
It. Yeah.
That is great.
You never want to be comparing like, oh, I got a 4GA. Well, my 1GA1 is maybe better because it has a better unique roll. And that wasn't a moment we felt was really enticing. So we wanted to make sure that the more GAs you get, just the better the item is comprehensively, just better.
Yeah, absolutely. So that should help quite a bit.
So much more fun watching this.
I'm going to talk about one thing previously on that, which is ancestral legendaries. They are now going to, when an ancestral item drops, it's going to drop the top end of the legendary aspect roll. So if you think in Season 6, we added 5 more ranks to compensate ancestral being added. Rank 21 is usually where they end up landing. Now, ancestral items, when they drop, they're going to be at the top end of that. So you should always be pretty excited when an ancestral drops because it's always the best sort of top end ranks of that legendary power that could drop.
We saw lots of conspiracy theories on Reddit of people going like, hey, I think like my Codex of Power is not getting updated correctly or something like that. And we totally understand. Like there was a lot of confusion behind it. We admit that on our end. And this just makes it easier and better for players in being able to grab it. It's not Colin behind the scenes on a computer like it was. It actually was. He was literally just like making sure you got the lowest aspect rolls or anything like that.
Grind harder.
So that most definitely will address a lot of the confusion there, as well as
that was a good, funny, sarcastic joke of grind harder.
Second point here is we've pretty substantially increased the ancestral drop rate across the board. They're not going to be raining from the sky, but it's definitely a pretty substantial increase that
that's huge.
We think it's just going to level up all the different activities in the game, and that should just feel a lot better. We don't want to go too far where they're no longer special, but we thought that we were a little bit too conservative on our first swing.
And this will affect all Torment tiers, right? Not just tier Torment 4?
Yep, exactly. So all Torment tiers are going to get this increase.
Great.
And then the next one, so we saw that gems were dropping a little too frequently, constantly getting stuck on the ground, and players were capped on them. So we are doing a pass to reduce them overall, but to compensate, we're actually adding a sink for them. So you're going to be able to take gem fragments and craft random legendary amulets and random legendary rings. Those all obviously have a chance to be ancestral once you get into the 4 months. So it's a really nice way for us to sort of make sure that you're never hitting a point where you just have so many gem fragments they're worthless.
I like it. I like it.
And then the next one I think is going to be I'm super excited about, and that's class quest updates. They're going to work similar to Altars of Lilith, right? Do you have more details on that?
Yeah. So class quests. So most classes or every class has this special mechanics. So like on Sorceress, you've got your enchantment slots. And in the past, when you hit level 15, you'd get a quest where you had to go and help out a mage to find a lost tome. So for players who have already completed that, you are going to, if you do need to log into that character first to kind of unlock it across your account. But once you've done that, any subsequent sorceress that you make, once you hit level 15, you're going to immediately unlock that first enchantment slot. And then once you hit level 30, you'll unlock the second one. Now, for every class, the exact level is going to be different. It depends on when that would normally unlock, but you won't have to go through the whole quest line to do so. But for those of you who really enjoyed doing those quests, there will be a pretty juicy reward if you do choose to do it, but you're going to get that mechanic right off the bat.
That's awesome. And you could still just log into your seasonal character and
I don't know
do
why
it
they
to unlock
changed
the class
that. I'm not really sure why they took that out of the game, because I didn't have a problem with doing the class quest each time I hit level 15 to get my...
I always like check the time, like, oh, I'm level 40. I should probably go do my class quest.
I have definitely forgotten to unlock my golem on my necromancers for a little longer than I would like to admit.
Well, production spoiled it as they raise their hands up in the air. But the next update is obviously a big one, which is finally we don't have to say this is in development still, because Armory is coming with Season 7 patch 2.1.
We were just talking about this earlier today.
Want to go through it all?
Absolutely, yeah. This one was a really niche request. We had to dive super deep into the forum. So that one guy who asked for this is for you. I'm just kidding. This has been a super hot requested feature. We're excited to bring it to everybody. So everybody's going to get this update. Armory is going to allow you to save builds. It's going to save all your equipment, all of your skills, all of your Paragon, all your Paragon glyphs. Can even name it. And what this really allows you to do is be a lot more flexible in the end game, right? So if you're really liking your fireball build, but you got this really sweet ball lightning,
this is huge.
Now it's really easy to just save off.
It's kind of weird that this wasn't in the game from the beginning, but now that it is here, it's huge.
Or anything like that. So you save it, it's yours. It's even come with some cool quality of life things where we actually mark all of the equipment that's actually part of an armory slot. And that's really important to know because we're just saving the equipment, right?
Yeah.
So you'll want to know if you're going to modify this item that it would affect any of the loadouts that are currently using this item.
Yeah, if you take a legendary and say change the imprinted aspect on it, you know, it's still part of that build, so it might not be the right one. So you do probably want to get multiple sets of gear if you want to be building these up, but it's so much easier to swap between them, so much easier to explore all of the new build possibilities that we introduce every season with the new items and updates.
Absolutely. And it's in all the main towns, it's even in the training rooms, which is very nice.
Yep.
And it's important to note that we will swap it from anywhere. So if the equipment is in your stash, or if it's in your inventory, you don't have to worry about it. We'll just swap it out for you.
Yeah, it'll just it's auto-magically does it, which is really nice.
Absolutely.
It makes it as easy as possible for players to be able to really utilize the feature, which I think is great.
Cool. So yeah, we're super excited. We're really leaning into the flexibility. That's why we've just removed a lot of the cost to switch around. And
if you just logged in and saw that,
if you're playing a druid, you don't
enough.
have to go make another druid or go through 300 clicks to change out your Paragon.
You won't need any more
and I think one thing
stats
I do want to
Armory,
note is
buddy.
because this will be in PTR, we really need people to actually test it. It's a brand new feature. There's a lot of complexities behind it. Obviously, it's pulling things from your stash, pulling things from other inventories, etc. So want to make sure that players actually do get an opportunity to actually test it during PTR. Give us feedback. It's something that we're going to continuously iterate. One thing I do want to call out is in PTR, it won't have controller support. It will have controller support when we do launch it with patch 2.1, the final patch itself. But for the PTR, it won't actually be, there won't be controller support on it. So I just want to caveat that now for players that are actually going to, that do play on controller to note that it won't be there for that specifically. So tons of changes coming for Season 7. Obviously, all the class changes, the ultimate changes that Charles talked about, the balance and items are related to that. New rune words, reworked rune words as well. We have, of course, all the Season 7 stuff that Dan talked about with the witchcraft powers, and of course our new gems, the occult gems. So we want players to actually jump in and try those out, and with all the quality of life fixes that we do have. So I know we do want to jump into Q&A before PTR updates. I forgot. Sorry, I forgot about PTR updates. I can't even follow my own agenda that's like sitting here on a piece of paper, Adam. But we do actually have some PTR updates really quickly that I do want to talk about because as you guys remember, the prior PTRs, we did character copies before or account copies from your main accounts. Things are going to be a little different for patch 2.1. This is way better for players. If you guys remember back with even the patch 2.0 PTR, we actually did an account copy and it was like weeks and weeks in advance and people were like, whoa, this is like my barb from like, it feels like yesteryear or something like that. Now we are giving the flexibility of players being able to account copy on demand essentially for PTR. So with patch 2.1
awesome.
PTR, there will be a kind of a new button on the UI where you'll be able to actually.
I noticed that when I was playing PTR, they copy your account, but it was like from a snapshot of your account from like 3 weeks before PTR started. So like if you had your character changed, it was all weird.
Time. So, but each time you do that, it does replace it all. So if you do bounce between, PTR and like your main account on the normal game servers, and let's say you get
Season
new gear,
7 is probably
going to
start around January
It's going to wipe
21st.
everything on your PTR when you do that. If you also utilize let's say you don't actually utilize the
January
account copy over, and you actually use the account boost or the character boost that we actually have within PTR, just note that if you do account copy over afterwards, it will also replace those. Yeah. So just be careful with that. We'll make sure to note that all in the blog so players are aware. But it is just a caveat that we do want to mention for players, but it does allow for way more flexibility of being able to carry that stuff over.
Definitely.
I speculate that Season 7 will start around January 21st or the 3rd or 4th week of January.
Obviously, we'll end up having the new unique items within the character boost that will be available in Season 7 PTR. We'll have, witchcraft powers, the witchcraft progression items that we had talked about earlier as well. So those will be all part of the PTR boost. So it gives you guys the tools of being able to test everything and getting us feedback for anything that you guys want to change before the Season 7 and patch 2.1 actually kicks off. Cool. Now we can go into Q&A. I do want to call out quickly just a reminder that we will have a blog up immediately after the stream for...
The Q&A always drives me crazy because they pick really stupid questions sometimes.
Early for the holidays, just to make sure that everyone was here to do a stream.
Not the question is stupid, but they pick a question that they choose stupidly the questions that they answer. The questions aren't stupid.
Of course, it is just PC Battle.net, just easier for us and more flexibility for us to be able to do updates and everything from our end for PTR. But I know we have a question teed up, so if you have questions, please put them in chat, and we will get those, we'll try to address as many as possible for the end of the stream. I have to reach over. There's a plant here that no one can see, but will all the PTR content be available on day one is a question that we probably, we've heard when we announce a PTR stream, and we know that players are probably...
Joey, you just need to stop hoarding crappy gear. You don't need more stash tabs.
We will say that all the PTR content will be available day one, so players can jump in and actually check out everything related to patch 2.1 immediately with day one whenever they need to, so shouldn't be a problem. Jumping into some questions, Small Petting Zoo. I know Small Petting Zoo. They're a person that plays a lot of companion druid.
I would imagine based on the name.
So they're asking, will there be fixes to Storm and Werewolf tags given to Druid Wolves by the item Storm's Companion?
Yes.
They have never functioned, would more than double the damage of the build.
Yes, actually, as part of that comprehensive update that I mentioned to summons across the game, I did take a pass to look at specifically updating how the wolves interact with Storm's Companion. And now, whenever they're imbued with a lightning from Storm's Companion, they do count as lightning skills. And because not to get too technical, but because the way the damage is calculated and attributed, it should also work with all the things that say, hey, when you deal lightning damage, do something special. Your lightning wolves are going to be
There's
triggering
somebody
and
asking
interacting with all
your
those effects.
stash tab question.
It should
chat,
work
Joey.
in every way that you're expecting to going forward.
Awesome. Shocky pets.
Question from Narrator Dog. How does the Season 7 stuff fit into lore? Because during Vessel of Hatred and the Tree seemed to be on good terms. Dan, I don't know if you want to answer this or if you want me to answer it. Up to you.
Yeah, so I'll say, first off, we're not going to get too deep of an answer. We're going to reveal more about the story as we get closer to the release of Season 7. That said, we are really looking at...
I love when people ask these really super specific questions about their Sork build. Like, they're going to answer that.
You'll start seeing changes in the world as we do that. And I'll leave it at that.
Cool. You'll hear more soon. Again, we plan on doing a...
Somebody mentions Auction House. I agree. We need an auction house.
As we get closer to the release. So you'll hear more about kind of like the backstory of everything and how the Tree of Whispers plays into everything as well. Question from Toothless81. Is there going to be a rework or cost reduction to masterworking? Veiled crystals have become a huge roadblock with trying to gear multiple alts.
Yeah, I think we are always keeping our eye on the economy. We did a big pass. If you remember, we did a stream last week that was talking about tightening up the economy. So we do intend on taking a look at just generally how things are playing out. I think alts is something that we need to definitely be taking a look at. We do want to encourage alt gameplay. That was part of the big Paragon changes. So that's where the feedback is super good. It's really good to know that Veiled Crystals are that alt blocker. We want to make sure that alts are something that players are really excited about if that's something that they want to pursue. So appreciate that.
Question
Yeah, I agree.
related
I'd like an
to
age.
like stacking items. This is from Marwan Gaming. Any plans on the amount that you can stack, like items, potions,
Who cares about stacking items?
keys, and runes? Wow, I can't read. Any updates, or are we looking at any of that type of thing?
We definitely
I can't take it when people ask these kinds of questions.
think to share, but it's top of mind. I know that boss materials, for example, are at 50,
That's because you like to store a bunch of garbage, Joey.
actively looking at it.
Dracaronia mentions, do you know if XP wells are getting fixed, and do you know if there's an opportunity for maybe pets collecting loot a little bit faster? Anything on the screen for players?
I know the XP well definitely has been reported, and it's something we're looking into. So we know about it. We're looking at it. This is part of the PTR, is to find a lot.
There's one. Someone's asking about Uber Unique specifically for rogues. How about
I
that?
know
How about a
we've done a
weapon
big pass
for
on
rogues?
a lot of
That's a
things to
unique.
essentially make sure that, like, when a rare item drops in Torment, it's just going to get auto salvaged. So
Every
we do
class
try
has a
and
weapon
essentially
that's a
make a
unique
lot
except
more
for
of the
rogue
loot
and
just
sword.
auto pick upable.
Question from Mags PVE. Will Druid ever see some love for ravens? Would be awesome to have maybe a different
And
companion.
here's some. These are the kinds of when they pick these questions to answer, it drives me nuts. This guy's specific build question. Why would you pick to answer that? There's so many broader questions about the game in general that are better to answer that people want to hear. Like 99% of the players don't give a shit about your little druid build.
A bit more of the marquee ones in the companion builds, at least as they currently are. That's something we're definitely aware of.
Will Raven's druid be buffed? Well, come on, dude.
New effects for these companion builds. I think Ravens might be, maybe the next one we start looking at, but nothing I can commit to firmly.
And then the answer is no. We don't really give a shit about Raven builds.
Noticed, and yeah, it's something we'll keep in mind. So we appreciate that.
We'll
Part of that
keep that in
Summoning Tide
mind, he
update was
said.
really to sort of give us more tools to do things like improve the
cares
Raven
about
experience
ravens?
or the Call of the Ancients experience.
Yeah. I think that summon update is going to be really huge for companion druids and every other build that uses these. And we'll definitely look at it under that new lens.
Let's be honest, druids need love. There's no argument about that, but it's so funny that they get so specific about their
From people.
build.
One's from Teampo Diablo 4, the other one's from Dejal 22, and they're both related to Armory. Will items in the Armory be locked from accidentally selling them? And separately, will saved items for Armory builds have like maybe an icon or something associated to them to kind of like call them out that they are part of a saved build?
Yeah, so when you do save a loadout, we favorite all of those items. So just automatically that happens.
No mistaken, like, oh,
Yeah,
crap.
you'd have to unfavorite it, then sell it, and then at that point it's like, well, it's sort of on you. And then the second part is, yes, there is a little icon that does indicate that, hey, this is part of an armory.
Cool. So yeah, you know that, like, hey, this is part of a build. Don't mess with it. Don't accidentally unfavorite it or anything like that, which is good to know. So cool. Well, we again thank you guys for tuning in for our patch 2.1 PTR stream. I know there's a lot of news coming down the line for Diablo 4 as.
So the seasonal stuff being in the PTR is different and new. Usually they hide the seasonal stuff because they don't want you to see it before the season begins. But they did it this time. That's interesting. Some great changes. The armory is very welcome, dude. This is why I get so aggravated with the chat, because chat's just sitting here hammering these guys, and it's half the chat is Path of Exile. Path of Exile is a better game. Blah blah blah. Path of Exile. So go watch Path of Exile's stream. Yeah, exactly. Stop pissing up my leg. Yeah, it's so great you're here. Thanks for being here. To all the PoE fans, thanks for being here. Really aggravating. So that's it. I just wanted to do this patch. So we saw a few things. We saw the witchcraft powers from the seasonal are it's gonna be the season of the witch, basically. Witchcraft powers that sort of mirror what we saw in season 2 for vampiric powers. The armory is becoming a part of the game, which is fantastic news. Some rune word, blah blah. Oh, okay, so the season theme for season 7 is witchcraft powers. So basically, you'll talk to this guy and he'll give you a quest and you'll learn to be a witch, and then you'll be able to wield these witchcraft powers, which, if you remember in season 2 when they had vampiric powers and you would get them like kind of like glyphs and you would equip certain powers. Yeah, it's like a damage boost. It's like a whole damage boost thing, but then you can pick specifically how you decide to boost your damage using these witchcraft powers. You get like probably 20 different witchcraft powers, and you can use five at any given time. Change to POT. See these comments like this guy right here. I just want to punch you in the face, dude. Change to PoE2. Rip Diablo 4. Scam Season 7. Shut up. Just shut up, dude. Get out of here.
We're all better, right?
Okay, so that's the end of that.
I have no idea. Yeah, I think they're going to raid into us soon, which is pretty cool. But
they raided into Barricade?
Just,
I don't even know
good.
who this is.
Thank you very much for the raid, guys. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Gotta say, quite a bit of good quality of life, man. Quite a bit good quality.
Yes, a lot of quality of life changes. So the Tree of Whispers is the town around the Tree of Whispers. I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen him before. He's amazing, you say? He just got raided by Diablo 4, so he must be a Diablo 4 partner.
Yeah. Overall, though, looking forward to it. I want more interaction with like items, and I think like adding stuff into the jewelry slots like we had before. Keep that.
Oh yeah,
that was another fun.
That was another thing.
Customization's good.
Seasonal gems. He's a new Diablo partner this year, just like Cliptus is about to be a Diablo partner, or is one now. I'll follow this guy. I'll throw him a follow. Are you following him, Joey? Cool. All right, so that's the end of that. I just wanted to broadcast the PTR stream because I wanted to see what they were going to say about next season. I'm undecided as to whether I'll play PTR, and I'll tell you why. Every time I play the PTR, I get really bored with the existing season because you get a 1-week glimpse into what's coming, and like after that, going back to the game in its current state really feels bland and stale. So this season, I might skip the PTR entirely just so I don't spoil it for myself. That's my favorite boss of all time, dude, Millennia. She's amazingly difficult boss. And the reason that I have her as my wallpaper is because I killed her on the first try. I don't know too many people that can say they did that, but I killed her on the first try. Now, I would say I outgeared her pretty heavily. Yes. But I used a moon. Took you 20 tries. I would expect it would take most people a few tries because she does that special attack on you in your meat. I was able to dodge it twice completely. And because I didn't get hit by it, I was able to win the fight on my first try. you were undergeared. I would say I was overgeared, if I'm honest. I was overgeared for the fight. But I did it with, what is it called, Moonblade? Yeah. Moonblade and an Uchigatana. That was enchanted with a blood enchant. I got a lot of bleed going on her. She's also susceptible to Scarlet Rot, even though she uses it. Have you played? We talked about this the other day. Have you guys played any of the DLC from Elden Ring? I played a little bit of it on stream. And the only reason I haven't finished playing it is because I kind of committed to playing it on stream, and I haven't been streaming Elden Ring. Not yet. It's really tough, dude. It's challenging. It's no walk in the park because it's all New Game 1 stuff. I'm already on New Game 1. If you're watching, if you'd watch it, I'll stream it. I'm afraid to stream that because it's going to expose me as a bad player. It's going to make me look bad. It's so hard, that game, dude. They made it easier. They did make it easier. I have to get my... You don't play Soulsborne type games, Rich? How come? You just don't like them? Not down with the Soulsborne? Would you watch me play, though, Rich, or not really? You're not into that? If I played a Soulsborne game. What I've been thinking about playing a lot lately, it's been itching in the back of my brain. I'm afraid to say it. But what's been scratching the back of my brain to play lately is Fortnite. I've been wanting to play Fortnite. And it's largely because they're using the old maps. And I love the old maps. It's very nostalgia inducing for me. Like, I'll show you some of my old videos, dude. Some from way back in the day. Let's go way back. Let's go in the way back machine to 2018. Team Rumble, slow-mo, Rumble, air shot, snipe. 218 snipe. That's going to look terrible. I don't want to do Rumble shots. I want to do real live game shots. Victory Royale solo. Oh, that's a ping shot. Never mind. Nope, I don't want to show these.
You have 2 ARs.
Here's some old school.
I'm coming through here.
Truly old school Fortnite videos, dude.
Sweet.
Ooh, I actually have good frames per second here.
I mean this.
I'm rocking 240 frames per second. I should have stayed with this. I switched to a 4K screen and now I'm getting 120 frames on Fortnite. Probably more. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a long time. Remember this map?
Yeah, I got SMG.
I used to be an okay player at Fortnite. I wasn't bad.
I don't want to go out there and get involved, but
This was before there was vaulting and climbing up
I
things.
just wish I didn't have this fucking. It's the worst kind of shotgun for me.
I want a close-up weapon. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm getting nostalgic for this game, dude. I used to play a lot. And the problem with this game for me is I take it too freaking seriously, man. I take it way too seriously and get all like truly wound up. It fires all Adrenaline starts building. It's crazy, dude. I get all wired up. There's too many sweats. I'm one of the sweats, though,
somebody.
dude. I'm kind of sweaty at this game.
Oh.
Here you go. Here you go. Oh, now I got another guy in this building. Let's see if I can take him. Oh. Get his card. Why didn't I get his card?
You know?
I'm trying to figure out where this guy is.
Last I saw the
hiding.
two of them, they were dancing around me, filling me with lead.
There, I got his card at least.
I think you got died.
Is he under the staircase?
They were both alive while they were killing me. So I don't know what happened.
Well, I had killed one of them.
You have 2 limbs.
I already had one though.
The snow's already melting.
Got a guy.
There's got to be another kill in here because I wouldn't have recorded this if there wasn't. Up here he is. Oh yeah. I'm trying to hide behind the door. I'm trying to hide behind the door. You tried to hide behind the door. I filled that dude with lead. I love my old Fortnite videos, dude. The old ones. Here's some old ones. Look, I'm getting 45 frames per second. You can't play this game like this. I was trying to play this game with 45 frames per second. This is some old shit, dude. Tomato Town versus the burger place. This game was so much fun at this time, dude. This game was so much fun at this time. All right, let's get to the nitty-gritty. What happened? Where did I get my elimination? Oh, the plane season. Yeah! That was a great shot. I like that one. I recorded that for a reason. But I love watching these old Fortnite videos, dude. Old victory shot. Ooh, with the pistol. These old maps, dude, from way back in the day. I'm all with the pistol. This is when I was practicing pistol work. Look how bad the graphics are, dude, because I'm playing on my Mac. I can barely hit anything. I can't watch it though. It makes me sick to my stomach to watch it. I did, dude. I should go through my skins, dude. I have a lot of skins. I'll show you my favorite skin of all. I can't believe I'm logging into this. Oh, it's got an update. Fortnite has an update. I started playing Fortnite in season 3 about midway through the season, so I don't have the original John Wick skin. I don't have the original Red Knight skin um, from the first 2 seasons, like some of those really early ones. But from season 3 up until about a year and a half ago, I had a lot of skins. My favorite one is Omega Lights. That's my most. I worked my freaking ass off to get Omega Lights, dude. And this was when I couldn't play the game. I was not good at the game, and the only way to get Omega Lights for me was camping. I had to camp I had like get high finishes, so I had to camp to get high finishes because was not good enough to kill people to get high finishes. So I camped, and camping has been a lot of my style for Fortnite. Bush camping, but more building camping. I don't really drop into heavy zones. I usually go to a little bit less populated zone for dropping, and then work my way. So I end up usually only fighting the best players at the last 5 people in the game. Yeah, I like bush camping. I usually win fights when people are try to come into my bush. They usually don't even get into my bush. I'm surprised there's an update already. I just updated this not that long ago. But yeah, I do have some of the more rare skins in the game. And a couple of my favorites, some of my favorites are like not even that rare. They just happen to be my favorites because they are. Like one of my favorite skins is the Borderlands Psycho skin. I use that a lot. You'll see that a lot in my videos. Borderlands Psycho skin. It's really slow to update too. Holy shit. Epic is throttling me or something. So for Fortnite, I played mostly solos, and then I had a duos partner who I played with. Um, and I'm not a good teammate, dude. I have to learn to be a better teammate. Anybody that can give me duos teammate training, I would take it. I have a tendency to leave my teammate. Yeah, probably, Joey. Um, we'll see how much my computer can handle with Fortnite too, because it's been a while. I haven't really tried to run Fortnite. I haven't really seen it. Like the most important thing for Fortnite for me is catching minimum 120 frames per second. If you don't have good ping and a fast frames per second rate, you are dead meat in Fortnite. My ping isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's usually in the 20s, which gives me an advantage over a lot of people, especially for peace fights. I hate peace fighting, but people do it in builds a lot. So you have to be a good peace fighter. And to be a good peace fighter, you have to have fast ping, and you have to obviously know how to build and edit relatively quickly. And I've spent some time practicing editing, so I'm not a horrible I'm not a horrible editor. I'm okay. A lot of people do play no builds now. I think I would struggle with no builds. My aim is good, but it's probably not as good as some other people's that play no builds and have practiced at no builds for a long time. Because you can just, I don't know, I like builds better, dude. I like that I can throw up a wall and protect myself or ramp rush somebody if they decide to like try to hole up. But yeah, I know a lot of people are playing no builds. I don't know if I would do well at no builds. I like playing with builds. No builds is like, I don't like being out in the open. And you're always out in the open with no builds, man. I'm like I'm the only person left that likes to play builds. I wonder if people would like say, "Oh, I'm not watching that dude. He plays builds. He plays build mode." Really? Wow, that's lame. I don't discriminate against the no build players, although I think they're probably not as skilled. Building is a hugely important part of the game, in my opinion. I think building is what makes Fortnite Fortnite. Because you have other games like, you could go play PUBG if you wanted to play no builds, and it's probably a smoother game to play. I think people get too lazy. Too many Call of Duty players came to Fortnite. Ah, yeah. And PUBG players. And they didn't want to learn how to build. A lot of people couldn't figure out building on the controller, which I agree. Building on the controller is extremely difficult. Editing on the controller is extremely difficult while you're trying to shoot and play the game. You were pretty good? I can't play with controller. I'm much, much better on mouse keyboard. I can crank 90s pretty fast on mouse keyboard. Can't do it on a controller. So December 6th is the new Fortnite season, and so there's like 2 weeks between now and then, is that right? Approximately? So I've got about 2 weeks to get my shit together. If I want to do that. Okay, there, it's updated. Let's see how long it takes to launch. I haven't launched Fortnite in a really long time. As you can tell, I had to update it. Easy anti-cheat doesn't really work very well because there's a lot of cheaters in Fortnite too. That's another reason I got less exciting to play since 1902. Waiting for game, waiting for game. Game is launching. It takes a long time to launch this game. Little mini update. Connecting. It's a good thing I'm committed to doing this, otherwise I would have given up already. I really wanted to show off my Fortnite skins. You know what kind of sucks about Fortnite skins is you can only wear one at a time. And you get so many. Here's my favorite is my Omega Lights gray. Let's take a look at. I have a lot of them archived actually now that I think about it. Old ones. I have a lot of archived ones. Filter. Season. All. Apply. Okay. So now we'll see my oldest ones, I think. Yeah. Recon Specialist is old. This one, I think, don't you only get this? I think you only got this if you played Save the World. This is a Save the World skin. Rust Lords from Season 3. Rose Team Leader. That might have been a specific thing. I love Save the World too, dude. It was a great game. I really enjoyed playing Save the World. I played a lot of it. And I'll tell you, that's where I learned to build and edit, is in Save the World. Rogue Agent from Season 3. Dino Rex. This one I think was been sold on the. This is one from Season 3. Zoe, she's pretty rare. Like only a few players that played early on got this skin. This was a Season 3 skin, Season 4 skin. Season 4 was when I really got serious. And Season 4 was the season where I got my Omega Lights. So I have the Omega Light skin. I had to work my ass off to get that, man. I played a lot of Fortnite to get this skins. Carbide in full. He was the season skin in Season 4, so was he. So was he. This is one of my favorite skins. I love Rook. I use that a lot. She's Season 5. Redline I used to use. Drift. A lot of people use Drift still. Aim. I love the Aimbot. He was the special season skin from Season 6. Link Season 7. Yeah, I think I probably archived a lot of my skins from early on. If I'm not using them, I archive them. Where's Billy? No, I have the Billie Eilish skin. This is a great one, dude. Singularity, because there's like 9 different skins. Oh, I thought you meant Billie Eilish. I have the Billie Eilish skin. The Singularity skin is awesome because you can do so many things with it. There's like 6 different skins, all different helmets you can use. It's very versatile. It's one of the first skins where you had unlockable styles and all this other stuff that went with it. Very cool. Rocks was cool. We used it. My squad used to all. There is a Billie Eilish skin. Yes, my squad used to use this skin all the time as a team. The green plastic patroller. Here's the John Wick skin. You can buy it. I bought it. So Demi is one of my favorite skins in the game. And one of the great stories about this skin is I was on vacation. There was an unlockable style that I missed because I was on vacation, and I'm so furious that I missed it because it's one of my favorite skins in the game. I'll never get it. Let's see. There's the Psycho. I play this one all the time. Psycho Bandit. Pretty much the one I use the most. Let's see. I got this trio. These are cool. Swamp Stalker. Got that in the shop, I think. This was a Season X season skin. This was the Chapter 2 Season 1 skin. People didn't like that one. I liked it. I use this one a lot. I like Jawbreaker. This is a skin I use a lot. Let's see. I used to use this one here and there because you could make it your own. I like this skin, but I don't really use it because I think it's way too conspicuous. Everyone used to use the Harley Quinn skin a lot. This was super popular for a while. Midas. That was a great season with Midas, dude. Great seasons. Or a great chapter. This is another skin is one of my favorites. I use it a lot. Not very popular. This was the skin that came as a result of the Apple lawsuit when they sued Apple and won. I don't know if you guys remember that Fortnite and Apple had a big lawsuit against each other. Fortnite sued Apple, and because they were making people basically spend extra money to buy Fortnite stuff if you played on an iOS, like if you played on the iPhone or on a Mac, you had to go through the Mac store to buy stuff, and you paid extra, and they sued and won. Right, it was a big deal, so they made a skin about it. That goes to show you the people of Fortnite have a pretty good sense of humor. Derby Dynamo, I think I bought this one. Then we start to get into some of the Marvel Daredevil. My favorite is the gray Daredevil. Xbox is suing them right now, too. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Tony Stark outfit. All the Marvel ones. My Silver Surfer one is one of my favorite. I used to use this all the time. Some of my videos, you'll see me as Silver Surfer. I used to use this skin consistently. I love this skin. Yeah, here's the T-800 from Terminator. I got Sarah Connor. You mean charging more on your Xbox, right, than on the site? Right. What's up, Blackout? You changed your computer configuration. I can see your new logo. Predator was the season 5, chapter 2, season 5. Predator was the main skin. Let's see what else in here is Amando. That's a pretty great skin. Lara Croft, she's pretty common. The Venom, a Carnage skin. This season drove me nuts, dude. Oh my god, the Carnage season used to drive me crazy. Let's see what else we got. Zoe Clash. I like these cartoon style ones a lot. Arisa, yeah, I like these cartoon style ones. Anime style. I used to use this Golden Shanta. I like this one a lot. Or with her outlined in red. And that's pretty much it. That's where it starts to break off. Chapter 4, Season 2 was where I was last playing a lot. And I have a bunch more skins too. You're the lacrosse player. I used to use him every now and then. But yeah, if you go to my locker, where's the locker? Here we go. They changed the way the locker works a lot, huh? Here we go. So here's my locker, the ones that I use most frequently. Team Rumble. I'll try a Team Rumble round. I'm afraid to go in. This is the sweatiest lobby you can be in, is the Team Rumble lobby. I'm afraid to go in. I'm afraid to even... I can't even believe I'm doing this. It's been so long. Maybe I could remap some of my... I'm getting 120 frames, easy. Getting a lot of glitches. Yeah, there's a lot of glitching happening that I'm not a fan of. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm totally afraid of doing this, dude. How do I thank the bus driver again? Oh, where did I put that? V. There we go. I found it. Dante Benuto. Dirty Docks, huh? This used to be one of my favorite places to drop. I got to get my feelings back here. My senses. I'm so out of practice. There's everything so different, dude. This feels weird to me. Weird, weird, weird. Oh! My favorite shotguns are in the game. The tactical shotgun is in the game. By far my favorite shotgun. I wonder if I'll be able to hang, dude. I used to come here all the time. I used to come here all the time, dude. Nostalgia. Gotta get my builds on. Oh, I'm already an old pro. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm so out of practice. I can't wait to not. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to see anyone. Here comes somebody. Pretty wild. Pretty wild, gang. I can't believe I'm doing this. Hey. Reload. Let's get safe. Get a little safer. Hey, what is that thing? Oh, I don't know what that is. Whoa. sweaty. Oh, I missed my shot. I gotta catch up. I'm way behind. My reflexes are way behind, dude. Way behind. Alright, I see you, dude. I'm gonna just build up over him. Oh, that's okay, dude. I just got to get the shotgun work back. You win the shotgun battles, you can win just about any battles. I didn't have a chance to shoot him. I think I would have had him. I got the initial shot off. There's too many of them. Let's eat. Come on with the glitches, dude. I don't want glitches. Oh wow, those things disappear quick now. Where's this guy? Ah, oh, darn it! See, my heart is beating already fast. Just from playing this stupid mode. Yeah, this used to be a thing I would do all the time. Land in the trees and just pick away at people. I don't even care. I'm just having fun. I'm not trying to stay alive necessarily. I'm just trying to have fun. Yay! What the hell's going on here? My fingers are not... Alright, I need to fix a couple things. Why is the switching weapons? I shouldn't be switching weapons on me. I see what's going on here. That's funny. Dude, I've gotten killed way more than I've killed in this round. Why am I even here? Come to me. Got him. Finally. Got you, brother. Yeah. Now we're shooting. Got to get my feels on here. Oh, I almost had him. Yeah, it just takes a little bit, Joey, and my nerves are like, so I gotta calm down. But that's half the reason, dude. That's half the reason I'm not good at this game, is because I get all jittery and tense, and then I don't perform to the level that I'm capable of because I'm all tensed up in this game. And I haven't found a remedy for it yet because I just can't figure out how to like calm myself down enough to like play the game the way I know how to play it. I know how to build, I know how to edit, I know how to shoot, I know how to aim. A decent player when I can get my shit under control, but when I can't and I'm all I fold up. I make mistakes, I miss my shots. And you only get one chance in Fortnite. You don't get two chances on somebody. I did alright. I got a couple of kills. I used to be a lot better, man. I used to be, obviously, my skills are not as sharp as they once were, and they need some practice and some honing. And it's good to go. Actually, really good to go into Team Rumble to get reacclimated into the speed of the game because Team Rumble is extremely sweaty. There's a lot of sweaty players in there. So, anyway. We dipped our toe back into the Fortnite pool. We did all right, yeah. I'm good with that. I'm gonna shut the stream down now though, because I never had planned to be on this long. I was only gonna come on to broadcast the D4 PTR summit. You're off. All right, buddy. Take it easy. Great seeing you, man. Thanks for. Hope you have a great night at work, Joey. Take it easy, bud. Later, bud.